Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning into the Zoommates Podcast. This is the podcast where we're just trying not to get cancelled. I'm one of your hosts, Nick Eden, and to my side I have my main man, 100 grand, best friend for over 20 years. In the streets they call him Cinco de Villain. The ladies call him the Philosopher Chocolates and Nestle Snipes. It is D'Artagnan himself. What up, Felt 5?
It looks like you can always call me Idris Elba as well.
Nigga, ain't nobody gonna confuse either one of us.
I know that. Here's the hoping note. Here's the hoping note. Isn't it? Here's the hoping note.
Let me say something.
Handsome bloke.
We are two handsome blokes, but goddamn it, we're not gonna be confused with that motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, just another week, man. Another week. Another bunch of events happening. But we're gonna discuss a few of those, and but we are going to bring our own topic for the culture. So, man, how did you like that? How did you like? Just saw Suicide Squad, man. That's a hell of a movie.
So I got to give it a second watch.
I do too.
What I've seen, so I watched it when it came out on HBO Max. I ain't going to the theater,
No, I'm not going. Yeah.
Delta
variants and things. Yeah.
Right. Delta variants, Delta Plus. The only plus I'm on is Disney Plus.
Lambda, like we in Revenge of the Nerds.
This shit is Revenge of the COVID. Like, this is crazy.
Revenge of the COVID. Dog. Boy, you just said some shit then. Bars, dog.
Man, look. Bars. But so, no, I watched it when it first came out. And what I've seen is you see one or two reactions. People either say this is the greatest DC movie ever made, which I don't agree with.
No, Shazam is better.
Shazam? You like Shazam better?
Shazam is better. Shazam is a much better, like, it's more fun. It's more fun, man. I mean, let me say, I enjoy the joy. I watched both of these movies this week, so I enjoyed the joy, that the guy who played as Shazam conveyed on screen. Like, you could see that he was a big kid in an adult body. When they were doing the superhero tests and putting them on YouTube, like. That was so much. It was so much fun, man. It was so humorous, and it was like, it made me smile, dude. Like, it was just like, man, this like that'd be like some stupid shit what we do as teenagers. Like, am I fireproof? Holy shit, I'm fireproof. You know what I mean? It was so much fun, dude. I love that movie. I love it.
I wasn't too hot on it. But it's. I've watched it 3 times. Nigga, I have children.
And then the cute little baby at the end when she got the powers.
Listen, like, I get it. I'm not trying to take away your joy. I just don't fuck with it like that. I'm sorry.
Nick hates everything, man.
I don't hate everything. I just don't think it. I certainly don't think it was better than the Suicide Squad. But on the same token, I don't think Suicide Squad was the best DC movie. Not when you have The Dark Knight. Not when you have Man of Steel. Not when you have.
Okay, so we're counting those. We're counting. We're counting the Dark Knight and the
even if we took those out. Even if we took those out, the first Wonder Woman, to me, that's the best of these modern DCEU movies. The second one was ass, but that first one was fucking great.
The second one was pure ass. The first 2 acts of the first Wonder Woman, legendary. When it got to the third act,
are we really? Really breaking it down by acts. Got it. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, it's like I said, it's subjective. There are other DC movies that I enjoyed immensely more than the Suicide Squad. Hell, for what it's worth, even though it wasn't a groundbreaking movie, I thought it was still a solid movie. Aquaman. I thought Aquaman was better.
Aquaman was a solid movie. Aquaman was a solid movie. As a matter of fact, I gotta go give Aquaman another watch, man, because when the internet. A lot of times the internet will shit on something. No, dude, hold on. The internet will shit on things, man. And whether you admit it or not, it does have like a bearing on whether or not like you'll go check this shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
even directly or indirectly. You know what I'm saying? So if a bunch of people that I respect on the internet, like, you know what I'm saying, be like, oh, that movie is shit, you know, because I follow like movie critics and stuff because I don't have time to be looking at all the news and shit, and they do. Like I'm like, so they say this is ass, and I'm like, okay, I'll still check it out, but I'll get to it when I get to it. Versus when I'm excited about something and other people who I respect are excited about it, I'll be like, oh shit, let me go check that out. You know what I'm saying? Suicide Squad is really the first one that I've kind of done like sight unseen, like I because I just didn't care, or well, you know, just didn't have time to check to see what the critics were saying.
When it comes to the critics, I'll be honest with you. There's really only one critic that I will actually listen to, and that's just because a part of that is, you know, you kind of align with those folks, and that's John Campea. And to me, John Campea usually gives the most objective views of a movie, and quite frankly, he was one of the first ones to say, he was like, yo, I know y'all all hated when Superman Returns came back, and that first version of it was terrible, where Lois was smoking and Superman was a baby daddy and all that. But Henry Cavill as Superman, Man of Steel, that shit was dope, and people tried to shit on that. And he was like, y'all are tripping. Like that's actually his favorite one. You know, so he was one of the only ones that did not shit on WandaVision when it first came out. He was like, if you look at the progression of the story, he's like, I'm telling y'all in a couple episodes, y'all are going to be all in on it. And when episode 4 hit, everybody changed their tune, the whole nine. So, but even with that, like, no, go ahead.
Well, just like how you have a penchant for, you know, looking at what John Campion says, like, my people are the Movie Trailer Reviews Network. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to MCR Network. I did a podcast intro for them like a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? They were actually one of the first podcast intros that I think they were the first podcast intro that I ever did. I mean, but that has no bearing on my feelings about the movie. I talk to these people and, have conversed with these people on many different occasions. So I know them, and I know that their intentions for, liking a movie or not liking a movie are pure. They're not just trying to be snarky to get clicks on the internet. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So I respect their opinions. And, you know what I mean? Yeah, they had the same opinion of Man of Steel that we were just talking about, like how that shit is a phenomenal movie. Especially when he went into Goku Dragon Ball Z mode fighting Zod. Like that's
listen, let me tell you something.
That is the Superman I want. When old boy in the bar ran up to him and pushed him like he was gonna move, and he just stood there. That's what I
need. Henry Cavill is so. I think the problem is anybody that plays Superman is always going to live in the shadow of Christopher Reeve.
Absolutely. For what reason I don't know, but yeah.
And Christopher Reeve was good for the time. He ain't no goddamn Henry Cavill.
Not at all.
I'm sorry. In my opinion, the best live action Superman is Henry Cavill.
Yeah. Period. I agree. I agree.
But
I definitely agree.
To Suicide Squad, I'll say this. People shit on the first movie so much. They shit on the first Suicide Squad so much. I have to be honest. I like the first one better. I'm going to give the Suicide Squad a second watch. I didn't dislike it. There were just certain elements of the original Suicide Squad that I thought were better. I thought that Viola Davis's character as Amanda Waller was better in the first one. And I think but on the same token, I can't necessarily fault James Gunn for that, because Viola Davis is such a phenomenal actor.
Yeah.
And, for the shortcomings that the first Suicide Squad may have had, she was definitely one of the highlights. Right. So, she put on this amazing performance. It's like, where do you go from there? I liked Idris Elba as Bloodsport, but I like Will Smith as Deadshot better. If I had to choose between the two, I'm going with Will on that. I feel like he played the hell out that part. Margot Robbie was a little bit more fleshed out in the first one than this second one. It was kind of like an afterthought kind of thing. I will say a highlight is this. I will say this: I was entertained by the movie. I did not like that. Fuck it. When y'all come in, y'all hear us talk about this shit, man. We talking about the movie. Like, I ain't like that damn starfish. I thought that was the dumbest goddamn shit. Like, that shit was. It was so.
It was
much
ridiculous.
Don't get me wrong. I didn't think that it was necessarily worse than a hula hoop enchantress on the first one, but this big ass starfish, like, it didn't just make sense.
And then, okay, another spoiler warning for y'all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The rats kill it. What type of shit?
When Margot Robbie threw that javelin into that fucking eye and went, oh my God, I upchucked, nigga. I was like, oh, that is the nastiest shit I could. It
was gross. It was
the whole thing was gory.
Yeah, the whole thing was gory, but that was just particularly like, why? So why would she do that? What's the point? What was the point of her? And then, going in there and like having a little moment with the rats and like, yo, this is all bad.
But shout out to the young lady who played Ratcatcher too. I think she did a good job. And I have to give credit, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a wrestling fan, even though I still don't think he's ready to be a leading man. No. I enjoyed John Cena in this role. The back and forth banter with him and Idris Elba, where they're just trying to one up each other.
The kill off.
Yeah, the kill off.
The kill off. That was fun.
That was fun. And then for them to get there and be like, oh, those are the allies. The look on both their faces. Like John Cena, like I'll say this much.
The comedic timing was pretty good.
I did not dislike the Marine. John Cena has always kind of gotten his shit for, his acting. When it's like, let's be honest, dude, like every actor that's come out of pro wrestling has started off a bit campy. Yeah, we see The Rock now, and what was the show you had on HBO? You got, all him playing Ballers, all the fast movies he was in, Hobbs and Shaw. He, Jumanji, I think The Rock has developed himself into the point where he's got the perfect mix of the comedy plus the believability as a badass. But let's not forget that nigga did the Tooth Fairy. Yeah. So, like, I didn't dislike the Marine. I thought that John Cena did a good job. It's unbelievable as Fast 9 was. I felt like he did a good job in that. I felt like he did a good job in Bumblebee. Like, I think that he'll have a solid career as an actor. He's got that square chin, really built, strong white guy,
the McMahon look. He's got the McMahon look.
Yeah, middle of the road, white bread America, all American kind of guy look. He's probably going to have some pretty good family movies where he plays like a football coach or some shit like the high school football coach, some shit like that. And he's going to have a good solid career as an actor. But all in all, I got to say, man, I thought that the movie was good. I don't really like the whole comparison thing, but I will say I did like the original Suicide Squad better. But I am going to give it a second look. It's definitely a solid movie. If you're still watching it, we haven't completely spoiled it for you. You should definitely check it out. Like it's worth it. James Gunn did a great job. I'm just ready for Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Even with what we said, I mean, if you watch the movie, you'll still have a good ride. Like it's the way that they get to the climax, it is utterly ridiculous. And there are gonna be some twists and turns that I didn't see coming. I mean, I'll give it to you. Like it was some things that I was just like, wow, did not see that. Wow, happening.
So I have two questions for you, Phil. First, did you get the Tarantino kind of vibe that I was talking about?
I absolutely did get it when the text on screen and just even the way that the characters interacted with each other a little bit, like I definitely caught that vibe. Yeah.
Gotcha. And
in a good way, though. In a good way.
How did you feel about, because this one was gory. This was the goriest DC movie that they put out. I
didn't mind it. I mean, it's suicide. It's a movie called Suicide Squad. I honestly don't care about the goriness and the factor of a movie called Suicide Squad. I understand that it's, DC and its heroes, but like, I mean, come on, man. Like, we got to grow up. Like, Deadpool, same thing. I mean, I don't mind gore when it comes to certain things,
I am really glad to hear you say that, because my final question would be, are you going to now go back and give The Boys another chance? Because you told me that you didn't like The Boys because it was too gory.
There were certain things in The Boys that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It was too much for me. As a person who enjoys
the same level of gore as the Suicide Squad.
Listen, I am a man who enjoys giving cunnilingus, and I didn't like that. What happened,
nigga? You mean to tell me that 1 3-minute scene over a 2-season show of 1 hour shows completely turned you off to the whole thing?
I didn't see the second season,
and even that was like in the 4th episode.
Yeah, I mean, hey man, look, I have quirks, and they got me on one of my quirks, and I watched the complete first season. It just didn't. I just didn't like it like that, so I didn't bother to watch the second season. I mean, but you keep harping on it. But
I'm just saying,
I'll watch the second season.
All I'm saying is the reasons that you gave me were because it was gory and because of the cunnilingus scene.
Yeah, the cunnilingus, that rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't like it. And okay, for as much gore as we saw in Suicide Squad,
that shit low key turned me on. I ain't gonna hold you.
Seeing a man's head explode. Okay. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever makes you happy. Okay. But
anyway, I don't want to make it about boys. I would say this. I would politely ask that you give the second season a shot.
I will give it a shot, man. I'll give it a shot, and I'll report back to the Zoommates family and let y'all know
so we can properly call out this hypocrisy. This is bullshit. Speaking of gore, and you know what? Let me say this, man. We haven't had to do this in at least a show, and I hate that we have to do this it seems like every few shows, man, but we have to say RIP, man, to the Dipset, because the Lox completely murdered.
Yeah.
That,
yeah,
it was uncomfortable after a while.
When Cameron, just in a true show of bad sportsmanship, put his foot on another man to kick him.
Bro, I'm so glad you sent me that, because when I tell you I completely missed that, in the moment of watching it, I was so enthralled with how they were absolutely decimating them.
That was a different camera angle. You couldn't see it from like the camera angles on whatchamacall. Yeah, you couldn't see it from there. Somebody taped that on their phone or something. Yeah. But it happened. Bruh. It happened.
That
dog. I am so surprised. Like, Sheik Luch stepped in and saved the day, because it was finna go all the way left, dude. It was about to go all the way left. Now, and it also made me happy because Styles and Cameron got on the video later on and was talking about the incident. And in typical New York fashion, I love Killer. Killer put his motherfucking foot on me, bro. Like, you was doing such and such, son. You was, like that. So it was all love at the end of the day.
I'm wondering how this tour is supposed to shape up, because they're going on tour together. Starting.
They trying not to fuck the bag up. And I respect that. I respect the fuck out of that. Get y'all's money, dog. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna. Dipset looking crazy out here nowadays, though. But
let me tell you something.
Especially with Santana.
Nigga, I'm telling you, bro. I said this.
What year is Jules in? What year did Jules come out of, dude? Nigga, that nigga came out of 2004, man.
That nigga had on FUBU, Aniche, Rockaware.
That motherfucker had on Boo-Foo, dog. That motherfucker had on that Bios Fuck You, dog. What was he wearing?
I think he even had like a Coogee bracelet or some shit. Like first, he looked like a kid that puts all their Christmas presents on at the same time, Christmas Day. Like that shit, I was like, what the fuck?
No, we are both members of a fraternity. And what was the rule? Like you do not do what when you wear apparel? You do not double apparel.
He quadruple apparel that shit.
Jules.
He looked like oh my God.
He quadruple appareled for his own like little fraternity, dude. Like what are you doing?
He looked like old school that came around to homecoming and he got on every piece of apparel he got. And don't nobody want to say anything because you don't know if his mind is gone yet. And it was like, that's what that nigga looked like. And he was so happy, boy. The fact that he looked in the mirror before he left and said, I was like, yo, this nigga thought that this was okay to do. Like, I am not happy with this. No. So yeah.
Oh man, y'all want dead body. It's 4 of them. This Dipset.
Well, let me tell you, like, because I'm a fan of both.
Yeah.
But, you know, for me, it was like, okay, going into it, I was like, this isn't going to be a massacre either way. Going into it, I was like, this is not going to be a massacre. It's New York hip hop. You got the Lox that's more. You got the Lox that's more on the mixtape side with a few singles. You got and Dipset. Don't get me wrong. It's not taking anything away from Dipset and what they did for mixtapes, but most of their stuff is you know they were gonna come with. You thought a lot of radio stuff, nigga. That was actually a massacre. That was actually a massacre. The Lox actually massacred. Jadakiss was out there rapping like he was in the NBA Finals, and they were down a game. Like.
Jadakiss was out there like how KD was out there for Team USA to win that damn gold at the Olympics, bro. Like he was in rare form, dude. That's all I can say.
All I know is they said y'all ain't got no records for the ladies, and the Lox dropped like 3 back-to-back records for the ladies. I was like, yo, y'all, please stop. Jada was like, we got Grammys. We got Grammys. These niggas ain't got no Grammys.
Fuck you mean?
And all I could think was, I was like, okay, they're gonna get house at the very least when they play We Fly High. And the crowd was dead. On the one part where you are legitimately supposed to sing the part. When that motherfucker said that, and when he said ladies, and the ladies was like, hips and thighs. I was like, oh, it's a wrap. I was like, this was gonna be there if 50 was on the stage and he dropped in the club or I Get Money, right?
They was supposed to wait to drop Ballin' like at the end. But I guess they were being beaten down so bad that they was trying to come back. They were trying to come back and it didn't work. It did not work.
It's one of those songs that it's supposed to be no matter where you drop that song. Like there are certain songs that no matter where you drop it, it's gonna be the gut punch that hit. Prime example, Keith Sweat versus Bobby Brown. When he dropped Make It Last Forever, first off, when he started with the Drake joint and then went into that's a gut punch no matter where you are. My Prerogative is a gut punch no matter where you are in the verses. You know, SWV, Weak, and Rain. That's a gut punch.
Those are the two.
That's a gut punch no matter where you are. You get
what
I'm saying?
Here, the Michael Jackson remix,
yeah, but not to the level of Weak or Rain.
Well, yeah.
I love it, but not to that level. Yeah. But you know, those are songs that no matter where you drop it, that is a gut punch. They dropped that shit, and that shit was like a thump.
Yeah, and
then
the
Lox just went right back into it.
Yo, even in New York song, like, cause bro, like, I don't know how you feel. The Cameron version of the Come Home With Me, like, is the place of 9/11, the place of the Lost Towers. We still banging. We never lost power. Took him to New York City. Like, that was the hypest, like, man, like, I'm not from New York, but when I hear that shit, I want to go get my Yankee cap, and I got plenty of them. And I want to get my Timberlands and baggy jeans and jump around whenever I hear that song. I didn't even like the Ja Rule version of the New York, but when the Lox dropped that, it was so much harder Then when
but see, here's the deal though.
Dipset dropped that.
Let's be real, man. The only reason people generally don't like that is because it's Ja Rule. Like I was pissed off because, like, realistically, the one thing I will say about I love that New York song. I just hated that Ja Rule was on it. I know it was his song. I just hated that he was on it. Like in my mind, I was like, bro, that would have been perfect for
because he coins up everything.
On. He coins up everything.
Yeah.
If that would have been 50's song with Fat Joe and Jada, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Like
so when Jada, which Jada of the three folks on that song was one of the two more credible ones. When he drops it, because you can't that beat goes hard. That
yeah, it does.
Yeah. Like as long as you don't hear Ja Rule, which is why he was smart. He didn't play the hook version with Ja on it. He played his hook version.
He just played
It seemed like they were almost indestructible.
Yeah, they prepared. They've been preparing for this. Like they were ready for this. It's almost like when you know what though. Jada actually had an advantage because he's done this before. You know what I mean? This is his second verses.
I feel like he had an advantage on the other hand. On the other hand, though, I just feel like they encompassed the spirit of New York, and Dipset encompassed what was supposed to be kind of like the show flashy kind of thing. When they first came out, it was like established from the get-go. The niggas came out ready for war. You get what I'm saying? And I know folks that have never stepped in for, like, you know, at a certain point, I was going to New York at least once, twice a year, and had been doing so since like 2007 and shit. Don't forget the time where I lived up there for like a month and a half. Yeah. Like you know, but it's folks that have never stepped into the Empire State. That was like, man, I'm watching on Facebook and I'm like, yo, I've never heard y'all say a damn thing about New York. And y'all are up there. You could feel it, whether you were there or not, whether you had a part of the culture. And that was all Lox. The Lox did that. That was all. Look, I was there night, man. Shout out to him. I was watching. It was either. I want to say it was Jada that said Diddy reached out to him right before the Verzuz. Was like, y'all niggas got to y'all got to freestyle. Y'all got to get up there and do freestyle. Fuck what anybody says. Yeah. Y'all got to get up there and do. Because don't forget, they also been preparing for it because they were a shining spot on the Bad Boy reunion tour.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know, motherfuckers say what you want to. Diddy knows how to put on a show. So they put on a show that was still authentic New York. It was still authentic hip hop. It was still entertaining. Shout out to both the Lox and Dipset. But that was murder on Verzuz.
Even though I'm not gonna lie, Rough Riders Lox over Bad Boy Lox for me. Yeah, that's just for me. But
I don't separate them. It's the Lox, period. It's the Lox. I don't separate them because I think y'all niggas just don't like Diddy. But nah, I'm fucking with you. But no, I mean, but you say what you want. Like Jada and Styles have gone on record for years saying, like, you know, all the beef shit, all that other shit, man. Diddy was a mentor. Diddy was somebody that we looked to when it came to advice on business, advice on performance, advice on how, like, you can't take that from him. You get what I'm saying? And the fact that they would actually shout him out afterwards and be like, yo, he was the one that said, nah, get your ass up there and do that freestyle.
Yeah, yeah.
Because think about it. When have we seen that at Mass and Verzuz to that? Everything is about playing the hits.
Right.
And he just killed it.
That's absolutely, you know.
He just killed it. So shout out to both of them, man. Y'all go out, y'all get the bag this fall. Hopefully that Delta Plus variant don't kill it. Hope y'all keep niggas off the stage because
man, it was such ignorance. It was such ignorance, man. Like
it was so weird.
I felt like I was like, damn, this is just like every other club.
Were they at SOBs?
I don't know.
I had to look at that again. I thought they were at SOBs. But no, it was great to see, you know, some of that music, to hear some of that music that, you know, we hadn't heard in a long time. You know what I mean? It's especially as we listen to more and more of our favorite artists over the years. For those of us, you know, Felt and I, we're actual musicians. We're actual creatives.
Yeah.
We don't abandon, the acts that we love after their popular albums. Like we continue to listen to them. So we listen to the new stuff. We consume the new stuff. But it is good to hear some of those nostalgic records. And
and a lot of y'all are missing a lot of good records because you know what I'm saying, people be like, oh, they not hot no more, all this and that and the third.
And a lot of times you're missing some of the best. If you stop listening to the Lox at the height of Rough Riders, then you have literally missed out on half of the best material that they put out.
Yeah, for real.
Easily, if not more.
Think about the progression of artists. Like, I mean, they know what they're doing. I mean, everybody goes to a lull period, but think about when they come out of that.
And they've been consistent.
Phenomenal. They've been, they've
been consistent, bro. So, but again, I'm glad to hear some of the older music.
Absolutely.
I'm definitely glad to hear some of the older music. Speaking of older music, Blackground Records is back.
Yeah, man.
And we're about to get, over the next 2 months, a lot of music that we've not heard on streaming platforms.
Up jumps the boogie.
Ever.
Boogie jumps the beat. Yeah.
So, if you're not familiar with Blackground Records, Blackground is the label owned by Barry Hankerson, who is the former manager and uncle of Aaliyah. So historically, he was the one that kind of took, all right, after the whole R. Kelly debacle, after Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, he was the one that kind of took and paired her with Timbaland. And, we get the classic Aaliyah sound that we've gotten over the years. So through his label, you've also had other projects go. And I got to tell you, these are some of my favorite projects. So
absolutely.
We're about to get the Timbaland and Magoo albums that we've never heard on stream. As long as streaming has been around, you've not had Timbaland and Magoo on stream.
Mm-hmm.
So that's we're about to get Aaliyah's, because the only Aaliyah record, the only Aaliyah album that's on streaming is Age Ain't Nothing But a Number.
Yeah.
And we're about to get One in a Million. We're about to get all of them. We're about to get all of her music on streaming, which is amazing.
Yeah, we're about to get all the Timbaland's, like all of his other music,
his solo records. Yep, his solo records. We're about to get Tank's first albums back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I Deserve.
Some of Genuine stuff was on there too, wasn't it?
Genuine was always through Epic.
Okay.
So except for his collaborations with them was on there, but his solo stuff has always been on Epic. But One Man, that was my joint. Girl, I'm only one man.
Yeah.
Doing what I can. Yeah, so I'm happy about that. And then this album, I felt like was so underrated. When Toni Braxton left, when she left LaFace, she put out an album in kind of transition before she ended up, I think it was Sony that she went through. But she put out an album through Blackground called Libra. And she had 2 singles on there. One was Breathe, and then the other one was a song called Trippin' that was written by Jonte Austin and produced by Brian Michael Cox. And when I tell you that is one of my favorite Toni Braxton songs, I am so happy that this is actually going to be coming back, bro. I am excited, but of course there's always controversy with it, man. Because apparently Aaliyah's estate, who, her mother, Barry Hankerson's sister, has an issue with the music coming out.
What is? I mean, this is what's been holding it, holding it up for all these years. Most likely, what is the issue here? What's happening?
The battle back and forth. So, I anecdotally, the battle back and forth between Barry Hankerson and Aaliyah's mom has gone back for years, since right after her death.
Yeah.
And I'm personally, I mean, if you want to talk about it, we can. I don't want to get into the kind of new details that have come up about the day Aaliyah died. I think it's just let baby girl rest in peace.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it.
Yeah, regardless of the circumstances behind it, we lost her, let her rest in peace.
Yeah.
But they've been in a back and forth battle over who actually has the rights to the music, her as the estate, or Blackground as the label who owns the masters. So they've been back and forth, and they've never been able to come to any type of consensus on it. This is the reason that when that garbage ass Lifetime movie that Wendy Williams did about Aaliyah came out, they didn't have any of the music licensed for it. The only 2 songs they had were the ones that were covers. They did the Marvin, when she covered Marvin Gaye, and then How Could the One I Gave My Heart To. So
Marvin Gaye or the Isley Brothers? At your best, you all love. Was it that one?
It wasn't. They didn't do that in the movie. In that movie, they did. What
Marvin Gaye song did she cover?
It's gonna kill me until I figure it out. Give me just a second on that. But they've been going back and forth on that, and now because apparently Aaliyah's brother was executive producing a posthumous album. That had all these collaborations that people really didn't like. We don't want an Aaliyah with Drake. Got to give it up.
Got to give it up. Yeah. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. They were putting this Aaliyah album together that had collaborations with Drake and Future and all this other stuff, and they felt like this was going to take from the steam of it. When really, I'm like, well, first off, even though I don't agree with y'all doing this album about Aaliyah, I mean, y'all her stay, y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all want, but I personally don't want to hear an Aaliyah album with Drake and Future. That's just me. But it's not been on. She's not been on streaming platforms before. To me, if y'all get out y'all feelings, this is actually a good thing to set up what y'all have coming with this album, because all of her albums over the next 2.5 months are going to be pushed back. I'm telling you, this shit's going to go to the top of Spotify. It's going to go to the top of Apple Music. I'm waiting on it now. I'm going to be one of the ones that's streaming all of her music. So if anything, this gives you a setup for this new bullshit album that y'all want to put out.
Yeah, it's just a lot of personal shit. I'm probably gonna buy One in a Million, because I don't have it like in a non-physical copy. Like, and somebody stole my my physical copy, years ago. So like, I'm gonna buy, One in a Million. I gotta have it.
Like, I'm telling you, bro, that the influx that they're going to get from those albums being out is going to be ridiculous. And the estate is still going to receive what they're supposed to receive from it. I think in that situation, man, it's been 20 years, bro. Y'all just get y'all shit together. Get y'all shit together, because in the process of it, you're talking about putting together this new Aaliyah album, but you have purposely been starving out the fans because of your issues with your brother. If this new Aaliyah album is all about the fans, you have literally been stalling your fans out and starving them of her music for the last 20 years.
I had to join with More Than a Woman, and you know what I mean? Like, can I talk to you? Man, that's my favorite, dog. That song makes me cry, dude. Like, for real. Like, it brings tears in my eyes, man.
Let me tell you something.
Tears in my eyes.
I don't think they realize what kind of gem that self-titled album was. We Need a Resolution.
Man, it was so good. I mean, even, and people talk about this song, but I mean, I still love Rock the Boat. I still love Rock the Boat.
They talk about the song because
it's a beautiful song.
Right. They talk about the song because it was bittersweet. Like, that's literally that's the last time we saw her alive, right?
Yeah.
But More Than a Woman, I was listening to More Than a Woman just like yesterday.
Yeah.
That, oh my God. Like, yeah. So for me, I'm like, bro, get y'all shit together. Here's the thing.
And Timbaland was in his bag on that album too.
Peak. We talking peak Timbo. Like, yeah. My thing is this. Blackground owns the rights to the music. Okay. Let them put it out. Stop this bullshit. Go ahead and put out whatever album y'all can put out. Because I'm telling you right now, if you would have just dropped an Aaliyah song or an Aaliyah album with Drake and Future, and I don't want to just harp on it, and not even so much Drake, because I don't dislike Drake. Yeah. I don't want to hear Aaliyah and Future.
No.
I just
not
don't.
At all. Not at all.
And then y'all wait so long, like Future ain't even hot like that no more.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to turn around and try to get a little baby on the damn song with it. Like, so it's just. That album has nothing to do with Aaliyah's fans. That has nothing to do with Aaliyah's legacy. That's got everything to do, particularly with her brother's ego.
Yeah.
Because her brother has been trying to make himself a staple on the business and music industry since she died. And I have my own share of issues with that. But like, okay, if nothing else, look at it as a gift. You got to y'all gonna get a big ass bag from them because them shit's gonna go number one. All of them. Yeah. They're all gonna have their time at number one. You're gonna have Aaliyah is gonna be on everybody's mind whenever y'all drop this bullshit album, and it'll help it much more than whatever y'all were gonna do to try to build it up to begin with. And so, but in the meantime, rest in peace, baby girl. I'll be
rest in peace, baby
amazed, girl. Man, bro. It was this month, 20 years ago. I still remember the date.
I remember the phone call I got from one of my homeboys. He was like, "Man, Aaliyah gone." I was like, "Man, you are bullshitting. Get off my fucking phone." I got mad when he called me with that shit. I was like, "Yo, stop fucking playing," because this particular cat always be playing. He played too much. I'm like, "Yo, you don't play like that, bro."
K or A?
A.
Got it. I was thinking A, then I was like, K, because I remember I didn't talk to y'all. Well, Kay and I weren't on that level yet. You and I were.
Yeah.
But I didn't talk to you that day. So the night before, I was at AUM getting some. I was at AUM spending some time with somebody, and
I was getting some head. You
kind of fall asleep when you ain't supposed to, and be like, oh shit, I spent oh my God, you spent the night. Bitch, I was not trying to spend the night. I gotta go. The sun is coming up. It's like 5 something in the morning. I'm driving back to damn Spring Valley. I get to the house. I lay down. I'm laying down. Don't mean nothing. What are we? Bitch, we are farmers. Anyway, no, oh God, I'm getting canceled for that one. But
not family. I can tell you what we not.
I get back to the house, I lay down for just a little bit, and then I got a call from Dion. And she was like, Nick, Aaliyah died. I'm like, wait, what? Hold on. Literally, I'm jumping off in my old school Nokia phone that probably still has a full charge right now. I'm like, what? She's like, no, turn it on MTV right now. And bro, when I couldn't even get to MTV because every other channel was covering it. And then you gotta think this was back in the early days, so everybody had a different story. But I'll never forget the most outlandish story that I heard was that they were on a helicopter and Timbaland, Missy, Genuine, and R. Kelly were all on. Oh my God, the whole music industry is gone. And I was just like, okay, first off, y'all, this is becoming some bullshit. Let's stop.
Thank God that was not true.
Thank God that was not true, but I knew it wasn't true when they said Timbaland and R. Kelly.
R. Kelly. Yeah.
I didn't want the nigga to die. Shit. But we all know he was not going to be on the plane with Timbaland, Missy,
especially not like R. Kelly hadn't been involved in Aaliyah's career since 6-7
years, right? Yeah. So it was like I knew that was kind of, but it got so bad they were talking about it at church when we got there.
Wow.
They were talking about it at church. So again, it's been 20 years, man. Rest in peace, Aaliyah. And I'm glad her music is coming back. Yeah. I really am. Yeah. So
let me be clear. I'm not wishing death on. I ain't wishing no death on R. Kelly. I'm just saying if he had been on that plane, hey, sucks to be you, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Something. You wouldn't feel a little something. Like, listen, I know R. Kelly is a trash ass human being. He is a trash ass human being. As a writer, as a producer, as a composer, as a musician, he is one of the greatest.
Let me be clear.
I would feel some type of way when he inevitably does die.
Let me be clear. I don't wish death on. I don't wish death on anybody. There are people I hate, but I don't wish death on anybody. If it happens to him, It happens to him, you know. I mean, hey, you know, like, look, R. Kelly was, you know, like before I knew if it had happened in 2001, before I knew what I know now about R. Kelly. When that tape come out?
2002.
Okay. So we know about it. We knew certain
We
stuff.
knew he was fucking Aaliyah.
We knew, yeah, but you know, the
I
world.
said I was the person who said he should have been canceled in '94.
No, he should have. But the world was a different place back in 01. So we knew what was going on, but we didn't know to the level or the extent of what was happening.
On the same token,
I don't want to make this about R. Kelly. All I'm trying to say
we're not making
is
about
that
R. Kelly.
whatever happens. I probably would have been a little bit upset back then. But hey. Anyway, let's move on.
All right, let's move on. So look, man. This week, for whatever reason, and I guess it's just like, I don't know if it's because I'm trying to get some momentum back. You know, I put the podcast out. I put the Morning Cup of Merch podcast out on Wednesday.
Shout out. Let's go.
I dropped a new series on my YouTube channel called Rate Merch, where I go through and rate I'm giving all the different PLD platforms ratings. And I don't know if it's maybe because I just kind of really been in my content bag this week and really trying to, I've been having all these different conversations, these separate conversations with people about leveling up. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Professionally, developing yourself personally. Even you and I have had a couple of you and I constantly have these conversations, but
always
we had these conversations this week. I talked to one of my classmates from high school just yesterday. We're having this conversation. I talked to my sister. Like, it's just all these different conversations that have popped up this week. So it got me thinking, because I know that's something that is kind of prevalent in this whole Manosphere thing right now.
Yeah.
And whether or not you agree with the things that Kevin Samuels says when it comes to women or even other folks, like I don't want to give
what he says about men also, because he talks about men a lot.
So, there's Fresh and Fit podcast and Coach Greg Adams and all these other folks that kind of talk about this. Do you think that we're seeing a shift? Because don't get me wrong, because I think it would be disingenuous to say that men have not been leveling up, because men have been leveling up. Despite what, despite particularly black men, despite what some people who profit off of telling you men ain't shit would like to believe, men have been leveling up. Do you think that we're just now at a place where men are now just more aware and more conscious of it? I don't know. It's just it's weird. I know it's been at the forefront of my mind, just being the best version of myself.
Yeah.
Has really been at the forefront of my mind for a while now.
I think it's sword. I think it's a sword, and I almost said sword with a W.
Yeah, you almost said sword.
I think it's a sword, and the sword actually is, the blade is like a plus sign. So the blade, goes out and it's like a plus sign. So it cuts many different ways. You know what I mean? I think part of it was the toxicity, and I'm gonna say it like this because the toxicity of the men ain't shit thing. Nobody's gonna sit around and be told that they're not shit for all this time and not have any type of response to it. That's not realistic. I understand that men have had our faults on a large level, but
I mean, honestly, on a macro and micro level.
Yeah, on a macro and micro level. I mean, so with that, it does bring about a movement of guys who don't want to put up with certain things. Now, those of us who have nuance understand both sides of the equation. We understand our role in the disenfranchisement of the female gender, and we also understand that we are not particularly at fault for it.
As black men,
As
it
especially
ain't
as
like
black,
we got the bill.
yeah,
It's not
especially
like
as
we
black
got all
men,
the benefits.
especially as black men, like, but we have also perpetrated, violence and stuff against, women. I mean, let's not front about that. But on a macro level, we have not been able to cause the havoc that our male counterparts of other ethnicities have been able to cause. Yeah, I'll say that. So, but that's where a lot of this is coming from, and a lot of it is angry. Um, a lot of it is actually toxic for us, but at the same time, this is why I say this sword cuts many different ways. But some of it is actually needed to get yourself together. Sometimes you got to tell somebody, hold your nuts and be a man, dude. Like, I mean, you got to say that to some guys, and you got to, and not just tell them that, because that's a pejorative. You also got to give them instructions on how to do that. We're both fathers. I have a son, and I have to, do some self-checking myself to make sure that I don't approach it from the toxic standpoint, from the man up, stuff, because I mean, he's still a child, and he needs me to be, gentle and understanding as his father. But I have other family members who are grown people, who I have definitely taken that stance with, and
I know
told
who
them
you're
to hold
talking
your,
about too.
yeah, exactly, hold your nuts and be a man.
And you're not wrong in that situation.
You over 30, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely done that, because I don't know any other way to approach it, because if it was me, nobody would put up with it. So, and plus,
Right.
I wouldn't want to put up with it myself. I wouldn't want to put up with me not doing all I can to level myself up, to get myself to where I need to go. There are things that I want in life, and bitching and complaining and moaning ain't gonna fucking help you. You got to get up and do it yourself, especially as a black man. You know what I mean? I hate this. People are railing against this thing now. Don't tell your children that you got to work twice as hard to have half as much. But I don't really know any other way to convey that, because that's just what we have to. That a lot of times that's what we have to do. But I think the positive part that we can do, we can break through some of those barriers. Instead of just saying platitudes like that, we can show our kids what to do in order to achieve success. We have a better tool set to show our kids how to achieve successes, particularly our male, our male young men. It's a lot more opportunities than our fathers and our our
Even us.
grandfathers had. Hell, even us. You know what I mean?
Even
Like,
us.
yeah.
Listen, I remember when we first moved down here in 2017. A friend of mine has a nonprofit that is centered around the development of young children, like middle school and up. And so I went to an event that she put together, and there was a couple that came in with their son. Son had to be about 11. Yeah, 11, 12 years old at the most. And she's sitting, and the mom is just sitting there talking, and she's like, I just don't get it. I don't understand it, because all he want to do is play that damn game. I said, well, let me ask you a question. I said, how long does he sit in front of that? How long will he sit in front of the computer or in front of the TV playing the game? He'll sit there all day if you just let him. I said, okay. Have you ever thought to just see how that could be developed? Like, you got to meet these children where they are. And to me, that's a part of leveling up. I'm like, if that child can sit there and play that game, let me tell you what they're learning. And we can jokingly we talk about how I hate everything and I don't like gaming and everything. This is what I know can be established there: hand-eye coordination, strategy,
reading
levels, comprehension.
Yeah.
There's a reason that the U.S. military regularly targets people who game that way in terms of recruitment. Because some of those same people are making careers flying drones.
Right.
You get what I mean? Or that child may want to develop games. Exactly. We talk about this all the time. That wasn't even considered an option when we were in high school.
Dog, let me tell you something. Fell 5, before music, wanted to be a game developer. But I was born and reared in Montgomery, Alabama in the 80s and 90s. Didn't seem possible for me. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of things would have had to happen, and a whole lot of people would have had to believe that it was possible, which they did not.
And even if you look at it beyond like things of like GTA or Call of Duty, even just the app development. The app development for the games is played on the apps. Like, you don't realize, okay, think about it from this standpoint. Merch by Amazon has been life-changing for me. It legitimately has.
Yeah.
Merch by Amazon was not intended for that. Merch by Amazon was intended for the people who were on Amazon Web Services creating apps so that they could create merch in addition to their apps so they can make additional money. And it just ballooned into something else, right? So those types of things, you know what? Meet your child where they are. There's so many skill sets that you can take. There was a brother that played at University of Michigan, played basketball at University of Michigan. Great guy. Mess his knee up. You don't have good knees, you can't play basketball. The skill set that he learned in basketball was still in his mind. So he just started using that in gaming in 2K and amassed this huge following because he played the game as if he were actually in the game
on the floor,
like he was on the court. Do you get what I'm saying? The transferable skills that come from things like that. We just as leaders in our community, and again, that's part of leveling up. We just have to be able to show them how you can take your current skill set, because it is a skill set. Nothing that you do in a given day and nothing that you enjoy in a given day is wasteful.
Yeah.
Even if you watch TV all day, if you pick up your damn phone, we just got through talking about John Campea and MTR Network, who've created an entire stream of revenue based on their love for watching TV and movies.
Exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying? That's what I mean when I say level up. Leveling up at your job. Bro, instead of going out and being like, oh man, this is just a bullshit job, I'm working until I get the next bullshit job. Nah, man, what's the advancement looking like there? If you're not in school, or if you're not working towards another goal, if you're literally out there just working because you need a check, okay, if I'm gonna be here, and you know this has always been my mentality. If I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna get the most out of it.
Get the most out of it, yeah.
Who's gonna be the next manager here?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck whether you don't have to like working at Family Dollar for $9 an hour. You don't have to like that. What you can see about that management program. That management program that has general managers of a store at $64,000 a year.
Right.
You can see about, which puts you above the median income or the median salary in this country. You can see, okay, instead of me going and I'm gonna work at this factory, you know what, let me go get this quick trade in forklifting so I can add about 10, 15 grand to my salary from working at the exact same place. It's about being the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. I mean, I'll put it like this, like, I'm in a blue collar field. You know what I mean?
What you about to do right now? Oh my God!
No, this is what I'm saying though. This is what I'm saying though. I'm in a blue collar field. I did not want to be in the blue collar field when I first got into it. I've been doing this for about 6, 7, 8 years. Now I've taken it before and I've built a business off of it, but this time I'm taking it into my own hands and I'm like really getting in molding and crafting. Like last time I was doing the training wheels version of it. This time I'm doing the actual version of it. And from that business, there are other businesses that I can also get in, that I will be getting into. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a tool I use there, and then that will allow me to step out from behind the tool and become an owner. And the people who own the business that I'm talking about, they are millionaires,
bro.
Multi-millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So
it's legitimately possible. It's legitimately possible if you just take away what you've made up until August.
Yeah.
It's legitimately possible for you to just easily add in another 100K to it by the end of this year.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Right.
And I'm being conservative when I say that.
Yeah. Well, at this point, no, you're not. But if it was about May or April, that would definitely be a feasible thing. Now, it takes a lot of money, in the industry that I'm in to make money. But I'm in transportation, guys. I mean, it takes a lot of money to make money. But this is an example of taking the tool set that you have and using it to level yourself up to get to another position in life. You know what I mean? Don't be complacent, or get stuck where you're at.
Unless you're happy.
Well, I mean, if you're happy, hey, be good, with that happiness. But also remember, these are your earning years. You're not going to be able to earn forever. Set yourself up. One of the reasons I'm in the cryptocurrency, have multiple streams of income. One of the reasons I'm in the cryptocurrency so hard is because I want my money to work for me. Find a way to get your money to work for you. Anybody can do that. You know what I mean? Learn stock options. You know what I mean? That's another thing that I'm going to be delving deeply into. Like stock options, you have you can make a business. You have low overhead. You know what I mean? If you learn the industry, you can win. Okay.
But see, I think it also, when it comes to things like leveling up as a man, there are also other things like, that includes health wise, like especially as we're getting older, we got to start getting a little bit, we got to be more, there's not a little bit, we have to be more conscious. Our body we ain't snapping back like we once were, these goddamn, I was sick earlier this week, these goddamn kneecaps and this back, boy, I'm telling you, it's just not.
When you get them fours behind your name, things start to be a little different. You know what I mean? Like in 5 years, we got to go through the damn cancer screening and stuff.
But it seems like there's a controversy that's around it, right?
Around what?
Around men leveling up, because it takes a couple things. It takes a level of discipline, self-discipline. It takes a time commitment.
Yeah.
And so what I was actually watching on a YouTube channel where it was this group of young ladies, and essentially they were like, they don't like the not that they disagree with what Kevin Samuels was saying about quote unquote high value men and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But they didn't like the fact that essentially they were saying that quote unquote regular guys were doing this. And I'm like, but I thought you said you want somebody ambitious. Or is it the fact that this leveling up or this quest for development rarely includes y'all? Like, don't get me wrong. If you have a significant other, spouse, whatever the case may be, obviously you want somebody that's on that journey with you. But there's stuff that you have to do on your own in order to do this. Absolutely. And I think that's a part of it that people tend to miss.
Right.
No, I can't be laid up under you right now, because right now I still have to get up and go to work. Right? I still have to my money's not working for me right now. I work very hard for my money.
Yeah.
I work very hard for my money.
As do I.
At the point that does my money work, some of my money works for me.
Yeah.
Some things I can put on autopilot and I know that I'm going to make it, but even that requires a bit of maintenance from time to time. So I'm not at the point yet where I can just sit and be laid up under you all day and still be financially flush.
Yeah,
it doesn't work like that.
That's not realistic. I mean, you know, there's only 24 hours in a day. You got to decide how you use that time. You know, most days you have to use at least 8 to 10 hours of your day at a job for most people. You know what I'm saying? So the rest of those 14 hours, you got off that 10-hour job. You know, you also have to sleep. So you got to put that in perspective. You got to eat. You know what I mean? So what does that probably leave with all that done? You probably got about maybe 6 hours to play with outside of work.
And if you got a family,
if you got a family, kids, you have an hour.
An hour.
You have an hour. I mean, like I have a spouse and I have 2 kids. So, you know, time is very limited, but you also have to, sometimes you have to let your family know that you just got things to do. And, you know, they'll have to understand, you know, but you're doing it for their best interest. You're doing it to secure a future for them. And even health wise, like, and that's the thing that I struggle with, you know, because of, you know, all the obligations I got. And also, you know, sometimes it's just, you know, you get lazy, you know, you get tired. You don't want to do things. I'm not going to lie. This Delta variant makes me nervous. Like I have a gym membership that I want to use, but the Delta, you know, the thing with the Delta variant kind of, you know, I'm like, do I need to do that? So I need to do outside, you know, physical activity. But nigga, it's hot out there, and you don't, you know what I'm saying? You don't feel like going out there, you know. So, but you got to decide to do that, you know. So
yeah, and I think the same way, and I know women deal with this too, because I don't want to make this like a situation where it's like pointing the finger at women, because that's not it. But I think when it comes to it, you know, I know you've done this as a husband. You know, let me get the kids away so mom has some time to herself to do this.
Yeah.
We rarely get that option. And then when we do, it's very seldom that it's so that we can take care of our mental health. And it's like you have to be mentally healthy and physically healthy.
Yeah.
But you ain't gonna be able to do any of this shit. Right. And then you have to work on whatever you're working to get to that next level, whether it's going back to school, whether it's getting a trade, whether it's building a business, no matter what it is, trying to get to that next level. It encompasses so much. There's a certain amount of networking. Listen, I think in our community, very largely, a lot of times we rebel against networking and the systems of nepotism and all these other things that have put other people in power.
We think we can do it ourselves because we strong.
But we've been indoctrinated with this whole bootstrap mentality the entire time, and it just does not work like that. Bro, I'm gonna be
as men, that is one of the worst things. You know, I had a conversation with a friend, and I mean, this is kind of on topic about, you know, the players that went to the Lakers. You know, Russell Westbrook, who's a superstar, Carmelo's a superstar, and you know, one of my friends was telling me, "Oh, if you get a championship, that ain't gonna be real." Okay, bro, like. Would you not put yourself in the best position to win? You know what I mean? Like I'm
gonna tell you something. There's a racial component to that, because they are the folks who say shit like that are so ingrained and indoctrinated with the white supremacy owner culture of professional sports that this is what the owners literally are doing. This shit is not random what they're doing.
Yeah,
they do this so that they can, and y'all want to defend the system so much. The moment somebody steps out of the system where it really shows a benefit to the actual person who looks like your black ass, then you go against it.
But they don't even understand they doing it either. They think it's you know, such and such won with just regular players, like, man.
When I broke down for some of my cousins,
Giannis.
When I broke down for some of my and how many championships do you think Giannis is gonna have? See, ain't too many people gonna be Tim Duncan. Ain't too many folks gonna be Tim Duncan. Let's call it what it is. Tim Duncan got just as many rings as Kobe, and he did it very silently. Tim Duncan is one person. Let's not act like y'all love to throw that Kobe thing in it. Let's not act like they didn't go get him Shaq. Let's not act like they didn't build an entire team around Jordan. Jordan didn't take some bums to the fucking. Look, I can get on this all day.
Take Pippen out that team and see what happens.
Thank you. We saw it in real time. Y'all living this shit through YouTube.
Yeah.
But, okay, that is a part of leveling up. Because I got to make sure my circle right. Let me explain something to you. You're not going to get to six figures if you only hang around people who make $30,000 a year. Yeah. It sounds great in theory to say, yeah, you know what? Me and my team, we're going to all make it together. It doesn't always work like that. People take different paths. There are different journeys to get where you get. Felt and I have been on this journey together for over 20 years, but we've also taken very different paths to get where we got. We just say grounded and centered in our friendship.
Absolutely.
Do you get what I mean? So it's not, but I can tell you this, along the way, we've met some people who do significantly better than us in a certain field. The people that talk, because I can only speak anecdotally about transportation. I don't have any, but Felt has peers who are at a different level of it that have been kind of guiding him to this point. Exactly. It's the same thing with me. I generally like to be the brokest nigga in the room. I'm not gonna hold you. I like to be. I was on a Zoom call. I remember I told you about this the other week. I was on a Zoom call where legitimately it was about $700,000 worth of salaries, not their business ventures. About $700,000 worth of salaries on a phone call of less than 10 people. And I was definitively the brokest dude there. And I ain't broke. I ain't telling y'all how much I make because the IRS be watching. But I've done pretty well for myself.
Yeah.
But I was definitely the brokest nigga on that call.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was totally fine with that because the perspectives and just the things that they talk about. And now, does that mean that, because you know what? I got some $30,000 friends. I got some $50,000 friends. You know what? Does that mean that their value to me any less? Absolutely not.
What's their mindset?
What's their mindset? And also, is it a position where I can take some of the things that I'm learning from these other folks and take it back to my folks that I know are trying to make it another way. So yeah, you at 30,000 this year, but we've taken some of this advice and you're at 35 next year. Oh, well, now you're at 40. Oh, now you jumped up. Now you're at 50. Now you at 60. Yeah. And that's how, and that's what leveling up is about. Developing yourself personally, developing yourself professionally. You know, it's just certain pieces of it. And I'll say this, ladies, I'm not being funny when I say it. All this shit ain't about you.
No.
Because just like y'all level up, you're most enrolled in school. Y'all got the bachelors, the masters, the PhDs, and all that stuff. And it's all wonderful and it should be celebrated. Mm-hmm. But men have to do it too. And we have to do it a little bit different because we're represented in a corporate structure a little bit different. Black men. Yep. We just are. You know, so our level up is going to be a little different. It doesn't make it better. It doesn't make it worse. But as a community, if we're actually trying to get ourselves to be the best version of ourselves, those type of sacrifices have to happen.
Yeah.
You know, so y'all worry so much about who's saying what and how many times they've been married or what kind of business they have or what, and you're missing the message. If somebody's trying to say, I want this group of people to be the best them, that's the message. Hard stop.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I am a fucking cheerleader for Felt because I know the potential there.
Likewise,
and I know what he can do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would be surprised if 10 years from now he and I are having the same conversations that we having now. And we don't have no bullshit conversations, but they're certainly different than the conversations we had 10 years ago.
Absolutely. So,
I mean,
I'm looking to be 2 years from now. We're both gonna be, 7-figure people. 2 years from now, I'm calling it.
Yeah.
2 years from now, we're both gonna be 7-figure earners. You know what I mean?
And that's not an anecdotal statement. There's data to back up the industries that we're in and the moves that we're making in order to do it.
Yeah.
Like
at least high 6 figures. That's what we're looking at. You know what I mean?
Keeping that same energy, bro. We 7.
Yeah.
And shout out to all the folks out there, man. All the folks that's out there that's leveling up, man. Do your thing. Listen. Don't work. If somebody truly loves you and they have a problem with you leveling up, but if somebody says they love you and they have a problem with you leveling up and being the best person you can be personally and professionally, they don't really love you.
Absolutely. And
this
also
will probably be the best thing to happen to you if they're out of your life, no matter who they are.
I believe in manifestation. Okay. Now, I mean, to a certain degree.
Your stories have been off the chain lately. I wanted to tell you that. I appreciate your stories. Your stories on Instagram. I've been appreciating those.
Like, because I feel like if you, this is gonna sound cliche, but I believe if you believe it, then you can achieve it. I know that's a cliche statement, but at the same time, there's some truth to it.
Without weave, we are. Stupid. It's morning time.
You are stupid, but I definitely.
Somebody.
I definitely believe, if you have thoughts of progressive, of a progressive nature, then you will push yourself into spaces. And I do believe that the universe, God, whatever you believe in, whatever religion or spiritual entity that you believe in, for me, I'm traditionally Christian. I do believe in God. So I believe that he will open up doors for me. If I do certain things, and he will take the step along with him. He will carry me the rest of the way I need to go. If I take those steps, you know what I mean? So not just taking steps blindly.
Faith without works is dead.
Faith without works is dead. That's in the Bible.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's basically the same thing, guys. Faith without works is dead. Like, and one of what does that guy say? One of the world's best selling book. That's what the brother said on that one show I was watching.
All right.
So definitely, guys. First you have to believe in yourself. That's not, a lot of people say that. That's not bullshit. That's say it bullshit. It's true. You have to believe in yourself first before anybody else will believe in you. And you have to work and take those steps. The hardest part is starting. And you know what I mean? Like that literally is the hardest part of most things that we're gonna do, is to start the motherfucker. Once you start it, you can.
I should have had the shirt on. I didn't know Felt was gonna give us this word. Damn it! I should have had my press the go button shirt on. God,
press the go button. Yo, Nick, shout out to a podcast that I listened to years ago when my man Nick was on there. He and he and his wife was like, press the go button. And I was like, ding. If I had like the effects, the light would go off and ding, press the go button. Because dog, it's really that simple. Just go. Go get it.
You gotta go.
You gotta go.
You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta make the jump.
Yeah. And with that being said, man, let's go to this go hot. You know what I mean? Today we keeping it light. Today we keeping it light. Y'all like that segue. I know you do.
He's been learning. Revel in that shit for a second.
Now we talking about, we're going to bring it down very light. We're going to talk about go getting this food. Okay. Because your man Felt Fire likes to eat. So we're going to talk about a few restaurants that, and we're going to see which one of these goes hot, because they need to have hot food. And which ones go home. So the first one up, all y'all hate this restaurant. At least the internet says that all y'all hate this restaurant. It is the worst. It's the worst chicken ever. Oh my God. So it's KFC. Okay. Second one, Beyonce said it in the song, so it's viable to me. Red Lobster. So the third one, is we skipping the third one. We're going to number 4 because that's trash. Number 4 is everybody's late night favorite. When you went to the club and you're leaving and you get in that line and the line goes all the way to the edge of the parking lot. And you hope to God that nobody falls asleep in the drive-thru. Taco Bell. Okay, number 4. Okay. Now, number 5 is everybody's favorite, McDonald's or whatever. Number 6 is every black person's favorite chicken on the internet, Popeyes. So, Nicholas, which one of these restaurants goes hot, and which one? Well, I tell you what, we're gonna make it interesting. We're gonna let 2 of these restaurants go home today.
Oh,
we're gonna let 2 of them go home.
Yeah.
Okay. Third one is Burger King. You can go ahead and X them off the list. That can be your one. That's the gimme, because they trash. Okay. So, which ones go hot and which ones go home? We all over the place today. Let's go.
Yo, you're gonna be actually surprised when I say this.
Okay.
I'll get to that part in a minute. In terms of the first thing that has to stay, Popeye's chicken. Even with them dry ass torture biscuits, Popeye's chicken, off the taste alone of the chicken, has to stay.
Yeah.
So that's first.
Yeah. Agreed.
The second one that has to stay, and I was surprised that I actually came up with this. The second one that has to stay is Taco Bell. Let me tell you why.
The late night favorite, 4th meal.
I don't, and here's the deal. I don't particularly eat Taco Bell late night. And when I was eating Taco Bell late night, that's when I have those Taco Hellacious terror nights, those night terrors. But it's 2 things.
I don't want to know what that means. I don't want to know.
Taco Hell night terrors. You ain't never had them?
No,
man,
I don't know what that means.
Eating that grade F beef at 2:00 in the morning, your stomach being knots. You sitting on the toilet just sweating and praying. You turned over the goddamn trash can to lift your feet up and have your knees up a little higher so you can kind of squeeze all that shit out.
Is that the taco? Is that the Taco Bell alone, or is that the mixture of the Taco Bell and the copious amounts of bottom shelf alcohol that we used to consume? Which one is it?
No, brother.
It's got to be the Thunderbird and the Wild Irish Rose along with the Taco Bell, man.
First off, brother, I've not had Wild Irish Rose in 20 years. Nor have I had Thunderbird in 20 years. It hasn't gotten cheaper than Uncle Paul for me since at least 2003. So we're going to stop.
Gotcha.
I'm
talking about for the audience. I don't drink that bullshit either.
It's 2 things that keep Taco Bell on this list.
Okay.
The first is them damn chalupas. Them chalupas keep Taco Bell on this list.
Chalupas are good.
The second is, every 3 to 6 months, they'll bring back the nacho fries.
Man,
and
they got them right now.
That is the Taco Bell version of the McGrill.
Yes.
So for that reason, they have to stay.
Yeah.
The third, I don't understand why people have this issue. I like KFC. I don't get the extra crispy.
I do too.
I'm going to get that original recipe. That's my shit. It's gotta stay.
Original recipe is good.
It's gotta stay. And you get the potato wedges, and it's the only time I'll drink a Pepsi. So
that's funny as shit.
So for me, KFC gotta stay. Now, our bottom 3.
Bottom 3. Let's go.
out of Red Lobster, Burger King, and McDonald's. What has? All right, let me tell you why I dislike all three.
Speak on it.
Red Lobster is the McDonald's of seafood restaurants.
But they try to price themselves as if they're not.
Let me explain something to you. If you don't do anything else in your life, you want a real seafood restaurant, sit down, fine dining, take your ass to Atlanta and go to Papados. Once you've had Papados, you can never look at, even with them Cheddar Bay biscuits, you can never look at Red Lobster like it's real seafood again. You just cannot. I'm sorry. And I know that I can make a better seafood spread in my kitchen than I can ever get at Red Lobster.
He also lives on the Gulf, y'all. Like, I mean, he close to the water. They
did
got
it when I was in Atlanta.
They got fresh seafood everywhere down there. Don't let this man fool you.
I did it when I was in Atlanta. But I'm a beast in that kitchen, bro. You know, let me tell you something. That was one of the reasons I was there. I had to go do something for my mom. And then I went and stopped by the grocery store because I'm telling you, as soon as we hop off, I'm finna start my turkey, beef, and shrimp Alfredo. I'm finna make a classic yellow cake with chocolate icing.
What? Ooh, man,
bro, let me tell you something.
Oh, bro, I'm finna get on the road.
When I'm in that kitchen, I'm in my bag. I legitimately thought about doing a cooking show.
I'm getting on the road, man.
I'm in my bag when it comes to the damn cooking. Like, I'm a beast on this shit. I hate that about Red Lobster. It's like the McDonald's of fast food. I hate McDonald's customer service so bad that it turns me off from the food there. And I try not to eat because the food is just not really good for you.
Yeah, it's terrible for you.
You know, ever since it was saving for me for a while was them having the select strips. But when they got rid of them, I was like, oh, gosh, okay. So, but their customer service is so terrible that
and they have the worst chicken sandwiches in the history of chicken.
And that bland-ass filet of fish is just garbage. Sorry, it is garbage. How y'all get bones in a filet of fish?
Never experienced that. I disagree.
Y'all got bones in a filet of fish. No, sorry. And then there's Burger King. And I know you don't like Burger King. But outside of the dud that is there, I mean, I realize why you can get the 10-piece nuggets for $1.99 because them shits taste like deer ankles. But I'm sorry, bro. Them flame broiled burgers, man.
Maybe your Burger King is different than our Burger King. So
you know what though? You might be right. Let me tell you why you might be right. Remember, my nephew was here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
and he was coming over to the house every day. And I asked him one day. I was like, Josh, do you want some Burger King? He was like, I guess I'll give them one last chance. Mind you, he's 10. He's 10 years old.
Smart young man.
I guess I'll give them one last chance. I'm like, what do you mean? They just haven't been very good at home.
Yeah.
But I'll give them one last chance. So maybe it is my Burger King. Because after that, he was on it. Uncle Nick,
can we go to Burger King?
Can we get the Burger King? So maybe, just maybe, it just so happens to be, so if that's the case, shout out to Burger King on 25th Avenue and Highway 49 in Gulfport, Mississippi, because clearly you are the sole reason why I'm saying that Burger King got to stay and Red Lobster and McDonald's, you got to go.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. Well, first of all, that was good, man. That was very good. Now, as I've already said, Burger King, I'll get to that. First one of mine that's got to stay is gonna be Popeye's chicken. Okay, Popeye's chicken is great, and the chicken sandwich is it's damn near up there with Chick-fil-A. Okay, it's damn near up there with the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. So Popeye's got to stay. Number two, who's got to stay is yeah, I'll say Taco Bell. Taco Bell has to stay because you know when you're in a bind and you don't know what you want to do for dinner, and you only got $15, and you want to feed a family.
$5 nacho box, boy.
Hey man, look, Taco
that,
Bell.
Get them that party pack, spread them shits around, get everybody some cinnamon twists.
And that shit come with a drink. And so that Mountain Blast is fire. Okay. So Taco Bell gotta stay. I don't eat it that much, but like I said, you only got $15. Gotta feed a family. So number three for me, it's gonna be this is an unpopular choice. Number three has got to be McDonald's for me. And I'll say that only is because, and like we said, we try not to eat this crap that much because it's all bad for you. But we live in a world where we're busy people. We ain't got time to cook all the time. So, shit happens. And which is exactly what will happen when you eat McDonald's. Shit will happen. And like, look, they got this family burger pack, for about $16, like the Big Mac pack or whatever. So I can feed my kids and myself and my spouse for under $20. And nobody has to cook. So
let me tell you something. I just gotta say this. Big Mac is the biggest cap in the history of fast food.
It really is. And that's why every time I order a Big Mac, I say, look, put some extra sauce and diced onions on my Big Mac. Okay. Don't
fuck that. Don't give me you can't call anything big with that little ass meat. Nigga, the meat that I was a cook at McDonald's. The same meat that they use for the $1 McDouble is the same meat they use for the Big Mac.
I believe it. The only thing that's different is some sauce, lettuce, and bread, and an extra piece of bread.
It's an extra piece of bread.
That's the only thing, But I mean,
that's the biggest gift.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I like the goddamn sauce. I don't know what to tell you. I like the damn sauce.
It's Thousand Island, but okay,
it's not Thousand Island. It's something different in the Big Mac sauce than Thousand Island. Trust me, I've done a taste test. Look, I'm a big guy, okay? I've done a taste test. It's something a little bit different. I don't know what it is. It's not my mind.
Nigga, I made the burgers.
I put them both. Look, okay, for reference, I used to work at Chick-fil-A. There's a difference in the Chick-fil-A nuggets and the Chick-fil-A strips. Okay, there's a different taste to it. And I know that because I made both of those. So, and the same thing goes with Thousand Island dressing. And because see, Burger King, when they try to do that fake ass Big Mac, they use Thousand Island dressing. Okay. But the Big Mac dressing tastes different. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say. The burger pack, that's why McDonald's is on my list. Now, bottom three. We're gonna go with KFC. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now, KFC. Well, let me think about that. KFC, Red Lobster, and Burger King. And I think we all know my problem with KFC is not the flavor of the chicken. KFC's chicken is decent. It's a decent decent chicken.
My problem is trash.
My problem with KFC.
Winn-Dixie got better extra crispy chicken than KFC.
Correct.
It's all about the original.
Correct. My problem with KFC is the goddamn prices. I don't understand why they charge $30 for an 8-piece bucket of chicken with 2 biscuits. Your chicken ain't that hot in the streets, KFC. Okay, I'm sick of your shit. I'm sick of your shit.
Nice though.
The biscuits is nice.
They're not better than Churches. They're not better. Churches got the best.
Churches got the goat honey biscuits. But I'm gonna tell you, like I said,
this is a fat ass conversation.
This is a very fat ass conversation. Look, this is shameful to say. This is shameful to say. I will take the KFC biscuits and I will put just a pinch of honey on the biscuit, and there you go, Popeye's biscuit. Anyway, 30 pieces of $30 for 8 pieces of chicken is not hot in the streets, KFC. Also for that, and a lot of my thing is cost because I don't like to spend a lot of money. Red Lobster, you need to be shot. Y'all charge $65 for an Admiral platter. Now I am embellishing because I don't know the actual cost because it's been so long since I've been to Red Lobster. I have forgotten the price of the Admiral platter. It costs too damn much. That's all I know. What up?
You know the name?
Yo, look. Okay. Look. When we had get-togethers and celebrations when I was growing up, the place to take your family when you was really trying to do some shit. Okay, this is back in the early 90s and in the 80s and stuff. When you're really trying to do some shit and you trying to show your family a good time, you take your family to Red Lobster when the good check hit. Okay, that's what happens when the good check hit. Okay, so that's why I know. And my mama always ordered the Admiral platter. So and I said when I grew up, I'm gonna order the Admiral platter, and I did, and I was mad because I'm like,
you realize that shit was $78.
This ain't worth $45. Okay, I don't understand why is this platter worth $57? I don't understand why y'all charging $72 for this platter. Notice I gave it a different price every time. Mm-hmm. Now that's because any one of the prices I just named is too goddamn much. Red Lobster, sit your ass down. Now, next, Burger King. Now, please come to the front of the podium, Burger King. Now, y'all ass need to be shot. First of all, I don't have a problem with your prices. What I do have a problem with is your goddamn food temperatures. I don't understand how long stuff is supposed to sit up under the warm lamp for it to become the goddamn cold lamp, because I don't know how many times I got to go to Burger King, order a burger, and have to put it in the microwave when I get home. Now,
it's definitely got to be mine. It's just got to be mine, man.
I don't understand. If I go to the damn restaurant, order a fucking burger, and I come home, bite the burger, and it's an ice cube, like the ice piece on the damn burger. What were y'all doing? Okay. Fuck y'all. All right, for that. Y'all some motherfuckers for that. Okay. I don't appreciate you. First off the list, get your ass out of here, Burger King. I appreciate your prices. I do loves me a good 2 for $4 with the croissants because I take one and I give one to my son and he likes them too. But I don't want to have
double slice croissant is off the chain.
I never had that one because I just refused. I was like, that's too goddamn much.
You gotta do it like once every 6 months, and you gotta be really fucking hungry. Like you gotta be up at like 3 a.m. and not eat until right before breakfast is over.
You about right.
And get that shit. And first off, you're not gonna eat the rest of the day. Let's start there.
Yeah.
But no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I will say, like, I do when I do the 2 for $4, I do order the large hash brown, and I split it between me and my son. Sometimes I eat the whole thing, because he don't know that I got the hash brown. Anyway, Burger King, you're off the list. Okay, you trash. Heat your damn food up properly, and maybe we'll talk. Anyway, Red Lobster.
Fuck out of us for this second.
Say what?
They're gonna meme the fuck out of us for this segment.
Yeah, they are. Anyway, Red Lobster. Also sit your ass down. Did I already kick them off the list? Red Lobster, you off the list because y'all niggas charge too much for goddamn lobster that's neither red nor lobster. So y'all off the list, okay? I know y'all don't be cooking them lobsters that be in them tanks. Anyway, KFC. KFC, you made it by the skin of your teeth, okay? Have some more sale ads. Okay, I need better deals if I'm going to keep going to KFC and defending y'all against the rest of the internet as the lone, as KFC's bastion of hope. I need y'all to send some better sale ads to me. Okay, I'm tired of paying $30 for 6 pieces of chicken and a biscuit. Okay, that's not hot in the streets. So sit your ass down somewhere. Matter of fact, you off the list too. 3 down. All y'all gone. You know what I'm saying? Look, this all y'all go home. You don't go hot. Okay. Sorry to tell you. Unless you send me KFC coupons. Then thank you.
Phil has chosen violence.
Thank y'all for listening to the Zoommates podcast with the very fat rantings of myself and my brother Nick Eden. This is the fattest episode that we have done.
This is the fattest episode. Like I am going to the gym.
Yeah, look, I'm going outside right now to walk in the heat. Because I need to get some exercise.
I ain't gonna even make my food. I'm just gonna go get some,
Yeah, just need to go.
I'm just eat salad and celery the rest of the day.
We need to go get some exercise right now. I'm going to Publix and I'm getting one of them strawberry salads. You ever had those? Those are good too. Them strawberry salads. They got like these little almonds. Not almonds. It's some kind of.
Keep going about this shit.
Look, we're talking about salads now. Okay, salads are healthy. Okay. So, and they have the balsamic vinaigrette.
Appetite has taken. Well, I tell you what, neither one of us has COVID because we're very clearly talking about our appetite.
We are very clearly talking about our appetites. We don't have Delta variants, lambda, none of that. So,
we don't have Delta Plus. The only plus I fuck with is Disney. 1 up, 1 down. Felt 5. What you got up this week, bro?
Well, man, I'm trying to eat more salads for one thing. Definitely. Trying to eat healthier, get out here, level up like we talked about. You know what I'm saying? Y'all do y'all thing. Contact KFC offices and tell them to send.
Nigga, really?
Okay. Contact your KFC office, your local KFCs, and tell them to send coupons for cheaper chicken. Okay, then maybe they can get back on the list for the Go Hot. Tell them that the Zoommates sent you. Thank y'all for listening to this foolishness. We love y'all. We appreciate all y'all listening, and we hope that you have laughed today at my foolishness. Thank you.
Definitely at his expense. Listen, hey man, I'm doing. Got another episode of Morning Cup of Merch coming out this week. Got the second episode of Rate Merch where we'll be talking about Redbubble. I'm
Zazzle.
doing.
And Zazzle, you talking about Zazzle too?
Listen, Rate Merch is a 10 episode series. I'm gonna get to it, but
I didn't mean to step. I'm sorry, I stepped on you.
You almost no. So yeah, we'll be talking about that. I'm actually gonna do some batch recording this week as well. My plan is to record 2 podcasts a day.
That's ambitious.
It's ambitious, but I think I can do it.
You can do it, man.
I'm also doing some Clubhouse rooms this week. Man, I'm getting back in the Clubhouse, So if you guys are on Clubhouse, follow me at Nick Eden on Clubhouse. Follow Felt5 at Felt5. And speaking of that, on Instagram, follow the Zoommates at the Zoommates at Felt5 at Nick Eden for our personal pages.
Absolutely.
YouTube, Zoommates Podcast, and for the audio version, anchor.fm/Zoommates. We appreciate everybody taking almost 2 hours out of their day to listen to us rant and rave about leveling up, about Verzuz, about Suicide Squad, and apparently about some goddamn chicken.
Yeah, because I'm mad about the chicken. So
very clear, this nigga's mad. So we appreciate you all, and we will see you same time next week. Take care.
Take care. Peace.